Hello and welcome. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. Today I'm featuring a very clean and simple looking card with just a little bit of coloring. I'm stamping today with Pretty Kitty stamp set from Stampin' Up. I have stamped in Sahara Sand ink onto Whisper White cardstock because when I add coloring, the image of the stamp is going to fade back and not be as prominent as the actual colors that I'm adding to the image. I'm coloring the image with Stampin' Blends markers. These are some alcohol markers that are from Stampin' Up that once they are applied to a stamped image, then the color or the fluid blends together while it's in the paper to give a very different look than if I were to watercolor or use a general dye ink marker. It's a fun experience to use these markers. I hope you've tried them. If not, then I urge you to give them a go. Coloring is something that's very therapeutic for me, so even just this very small image is enough for me to be able to unwind a little bit and just do a little color therapy. I've fussy cut the image of the cat away from the larger image that it was stamped in because I only need to use the kitty and her little paws, and they're going to appear to be perched on the inside of the teacup. The teacup image is not stamped. It's actually a piece of designer series paper, also known as pattern paper. These are 12 by 12 sheets that have a pre-printed design that's ready for coloring. Oftentimes, if I need a little color therapy, I'll go to this particular type of paper, and it's perfect for watercolor pencils or for Stampin' Blends markers. I can take them with me on the go, or I can just unwind for about 15 minutes and just start my day over again. It's like a coloring restart button. I'm fussy cutting the image also of the teacup because I want to feature these images on a textured background. To get this teacup to really stand out against the white background, I've used my basic black Stampin' Right marker to go around the edges of the cut of the teacup. Now, a Stampin' Right marker is not the same as a Stampin' Blends because it's a different formula of ink, and it's easy for me to use it for an outline. The background which I mentioned is actually a textured piece of embossed paper. This is dry embossing, and it is made from one of the two different embossing folders. They're very small, narrow and long, that are part of the Petal Palette suite. I'm going to make a V-cut on the end of that with the Banner Triple Punch, and that will be easy for me to raise up on Stampin' Dimensionals away from the card front. To hold my sentiment, I could have chosen a long piece of paper or a circle, and the circle is going to allow me to hold the little coloring bits and the sentiment all in one unit. That is an overall pleasing design, so that's the option that I chose instead of featuring my colored elements floating on this textured background. They now have somewhere that they look like they belong. That's one of the design choices that we all have to make when making a handmade card. So consider that when you're working on your next project. Maybe there would be somewhere for your element to feel like it's rested. That's going to be more pleasing to the eye as far as designs go. Of course, everybody is different and likes to do them their own way. This is just my piece of design advice. The inside of the card has the stamped little kitty. It's the same kitty but in a different pose, and the other half of the sentiment that belongs in this pretty kitty stamp set. This was a very self-indulgent project that I'm happy to share with you all. I love coloring, and this little kitty is just so cute. Kitty in a teacup is just something that it's just cute. And I hope that you enjoy seeing it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you in the next video.
Hi, my name is Trip. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.